Okay, in here, we will be deriving the nominal torsion in a beam. So, torsion is caused by loading eccentricities. That is, the beam cross-section is acted upon by a load that is not aligned, or the load is not pointing toward the beam's cross-section. It is a certain distance, E, or the eccentricity. This causes torsion in a beam, which is manifested by twisting or rotating the beam's cross-section about the longitudinal axis, such as this. In reinforced concrete, such twisting is resisted by both the stirrups as well as the longitudinal reinforcement. Now, focusing our attention to the resistance offered by the stirrups, we can idealize the stirrups as this rectangle. Specifically, this rectangle being the center line of the stirrups, in which the torsion is manifested in these stirrups as shear acting on these stirrups. So we have V1, V2, V3, and V4. Say the dimension of this is x sub O, and this to be, say, y sub O. Torsion 1 will be equal to V1 multiplied by the moment arm, which is x sub O divided by 2. Now, for us to determine the magnitude of V1, we have to idealize a certain longitudinal section of the beam, such as this. So we have this inclined crack pattern because it has been found in experiments, in testing, that beam's cross-section under the action of torsion has or have this inclined cracking pattern. Usually this is 45 degrees. Let us say theta in here. Okay. This dimension is y sub O, and we have in here V1. V1 is resisted by the tensile forces coming from the stirrups. So we have here, as well as here. This is has an spacing of S. So V1 is equal to the tensile stress here is 80 Fy sub T, Fyt. So we have V1 is equal to 80 Fyt multiplied by the number of the stirrups involved or included in this cracked section. So we have to determine N. So to do that, we have to determine this. We have to determine this distance. Say question mark. And that this distance is y sub O, from which we can trace a right triangle here. Okay. So to determine the question mark, we have to use the tangent function. So tangent theta equals y sub O divided by question mark, and question mark is equal to y sub O tangent theta, or question mark equal to y sub O cotangent theta. Okay, so substituting, or I mean N will be equal to question mark divided by S. So then N is equal to y sub O cotangent theta divided by S. And substituting N in V1, we have V1 as equal to 80 Fyt, N which is y sub O cotangent theta divided by S. Furthermore, we substitute the V1 in T1. We then have T1 equal to V1 which is 80 Fyt, y sub O cotangent theta divided by S multiplied by the moment arm x sub O divided by 2. We note that V1 is equal to V3, hence we have T1 equal to T3. Now solving for T2, this is equal to V2 multiplied by the moment arm of V2 from the centroid, which is y sub O divided by 2. Similarly, V2 will be equal to 80 Fyt multiplied by N. However, this time N will be equal to x sub O. X sub O cotangent theta divided by S, for the reason that it is acting on this side of the beam, on top section of the beam, and so we have x sub O this time. Okay, so substituting simultaneously V2 and N to solve for T2, we have T2 equal to V2, which is A sub T Fy T multiplied by N, which is x sub O cotangent theta divided by S multiplied by the moment arm y sub O divided by 2. Okay, again we see evidently that V2 is equal to V4, hence we say T2 equals T4. Now, taking summation torsion, or summing up the torsions, we then have T1 and T3 as equal to summation torsions. So we have T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. So T1 is equal to T2, hence we have AT FYT y sub O cotangent theta multiplied by x sub O divided by 2. Since T1 is equal to T2, we can simply say this is multiplied by 2. Similarly, T2 is equal to T4. Hence we have AT FYT XO cotangent theta divided by S multiplied by y sub O divided by 2. We multiply 2 in here. By the way, we need to divide this by S. Now simplifying, we then have summation of T as equal to, this will cancel out with that. We have AT FYT y sub O multiplied by x sub O cotangent theta divided by S. The second term is actually equal. So we have AT FYT XO YO cotangent theta divided by S. Okay, so clearly the first and second terms are equal, hence we say the summation of torsion is equal to twice AT FYT XO y sub O cotangent theta divided by S. We also note that XO, YO is equal to or designated as A sub OH. Okay. So we can then write this as 2 AT FYT A sub O A sub OH cotangent theta divided by S. However, it was found out in testing in experiments that the actual effective area is less than this quantity, the product of XO and YO. It is way less than this. Hence, they have another area, A sub O, equal to 0.85 A sub OH. As a consequence, the nominal torsion based on the stirrups resistance is 2 AT FYT AO cotangent theta divided by S. Take note that A sub T is the area of one leg of the stirrups. Okay, so this is the nominal torsion based on the stirrups.